What up, YouTube fam? It's your man Logician, back with another album, dropping some more true science and hot knowledge. And this is going to be a sort of labor of love. Told myself I wasn't going to make any more videos, but I'm going to try to get this one out there while I got the energy and the time. And this is going to be concerning the myth of the educated black man, or educated Negro, or educated black woman. First off, this is not a slight to the brother with the screen named Educated Negro. I'm talking about the overall supposed educational system. And this is not a slight to any of my academically accomplished brothers and sisters of the African American community or any ethnic group. I'm simply trying to bring some more some light to the subject of what education truly is supposed to be about, so we know how we've been duped, and how we've been led astray, lied to, and bamboozled. So, first off, I want to say that my experience with the educational system has been a rocky one. I guess you could say I was a gifted student. I attended, almost any school I went to, I was in the honors class, whatever you want to say, call it. But I became extremely disenchanted with the educational system during the latter part of my high school years, when I was a junior and a senior. Mainly because it seemed to me that what was being taught in the classroom had nothing to do with real world application of knowledge, and there was nothing that offered any tangible skill sets that would enable somebody to secure a position of power and authority in America. I mean, the stuff that the curriculum that they had was just ridiculous. And I went to public schools in Detroit. So first off, people said that the big thing was going to college. Go to college, go to college after you get out of high school. Number one, when I was in 12th grade, that's what they were pushing the kids to do. But I came across a few statistics, because I just don't take people's word for stuff. And I found out that 80% of all high school graduates, this was about 10 years ago, 80% of all high school graduates do not get a degree or do not go into the field in which they got a degree in. Which means if you got a degree in engineering, there's 80% chance that you'd end up doing something else other than being an engineer. And this is for several reasons. But another statistics, I'm thinking to myself, why would I? Oh, another statistic was that African Americans had the highest percentage of dropouts, had the highest dropout percentage in the first year of college. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that must mean that there isn't really any type of support system for black kids, and going and seeing black kids through college and through graduating with a degree. So I'm thinking to myself, why would I invest 4 or 5 years of my life and thousands and thousands of dollars into a system that's that inefficient, where only 20% of people that get a degree actually go into the field they got a degree in, and such a small percentage of the African American community actually even gets past the first year. But nonetheless, I was told to go to college. They pushed college. So anyway, I didn't go. I decided to go 2 years after I graduated, so I would have a more solid understanding of what my purpose of college was going to be. And I tested people. I had hundreds of arguments. People say, "Oh, you too smart of a black man not to go to college. They won't let you in the system if you ain't got a college degree. Not black men, blah, 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 blah." So, making a long story short, I went to college. I was there for about a semester and a half, and I'm making a video, and I dropped out. After about a semester and a half, and the reason I did that was because the curriculum was exactly what I knew it was going to be. The same as in high school, a bunch of theory and no real world tangible knowledge that I could apply to secure any type of position of power and authority in our society. So I also learned that I was about 19. I went to a job interview, and it was me and this other kid, and we were the same age. He was a year older than me, but he grew up. I grew up on the east side of Detroit, poor. He grew up in a suburb of Detroit called Grosse Pointe Shores, which is one of the richest cities in America. And all of his friends, he told me about all of his friends that went to Brown University, Yale, Harvard, all of the top Ivy League schools, and how he was going to visit them and all this other kind of stuff. And all his peers were rich, but the kids I went to school with, either were working at a fast food restaurant or ended up becoming police officers, or a lot of them did go to college, but not too many of them finished. And I just learned that there are certain elements of certain members of our society that are groomed to be the next leaders, the next political leaders, the next captains of industry, the next leaders in the media, and the people that are groomed to take over the top positions in society, while everybody else is basically groomed to be a worker bee to support the status quo of the people up top, the super rich and the super powerful. So that's what education meant to me early on. And that's just my little personal rant, but I'm going to go over some of the things that education really means, why you haven't been educated, why I say you haven't been really educated, and what an education really should consist of. So, first off, check my time here. Okay, first off, the word education is derived from the Latin word edco, which means to elicit, to draw out, or to develop from within. So the term education really is expressing, it really means that the real application of an education is the process of developing the faculty of mind that allows one to draw upon inner resources that become increasingly available the more they're used and accessed. In other words, the more of your inner resources, the more of your brain power, the more of your subconscious mind you reach into, the more you'll be able to use more of your brain power and more of your subconscious mind, or whatever you want to call it. In other words, the more you depend upon yourself for your own critical thinking for your own critical thinking processes, the more you'll be able to think critically about stuff. The more you depend on your own creativity, the more creative you'll be. Okay, so our educational system is not a system of education, it's a system of indoctrination, which is the opposite of you causing one to draw from one's own resources. The resources are supplied to you. In other words, the teacher goes up to the board and says, you need to learn this, this, and this. It's indoctrination. It's something being put into you rather than something being pulled out of you. All right, y'all see me on part 2.